I give a fuck about the government. I give a fuck about any of that shit because they don't give a fuck about us. I don't give a fuck about nobody. It's like poverty, rich, super rich, whatever. Okay? Like there's so many people out here that are money hungry, and more worried about things. Quit worrying about things and start worrying about your fellow brother, your fellow sister, kids. Kids are number one. I don't give a fuck who you are. And CPS took my son from me on the grounds they said that I did not give them information fast enough. They gave me a day and a half. Okay.
What information were they trying to gather?
Solid place to live, clean, sober, and because I kept telling CPS, go fuck yourself. So I'm not doing anything you want me to do because I don't have to. For one, you have no right to take my son from me. They didn't even take my son from me. They took my son from the daycare. Okay, I'm a single father on foot, staying at the Old Holland Inn, walking all the way across town to take my son to daycare first thing in the morning, to walk back across town to go to work. You know, I was doing auto mechanic work at the time, and then have to leave work early to go back to daycare, pick my son up, and sometimes I'd take my son back to work with me.
What would it take, do you think, to get you, working 40 hours?
An opportunity.
What does that mean? Like
you have a business, you can hire somebody on paper. Hey, be here such day. Opportunities.
So you would work if you could find a job.
Yes, I would. Yeah. And as well as many others out here would too. There ain't nobody willing to give nobody the fucking opportunity. Because that's not what you know, it's who you know these days. And people go off the public eye and like first glance. I get that.
So the
Who's that?
I think it's one of the people that live around here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm talking about. They fucking creep and they.
Well, they're having an issue because of all this. There's all this stuff that's.
No, I get that.
You know what I mean?
And I get that.
And
Shit, I've been riding everybody's ass out here.
Like I said, if this was in my yard, I would have CPS call on me, and they would take my fucking kids. So it's a concern for the people who live around here, and a lot of people don't see this because they're live in town or on the other side or whatever. You know what I mean? And
why don't we start with the question of what's the root of the situation of it all? Okay, why are we in this situation to begin with?
Sounds like it's kind of a multifaceted answer, right, Richard? I mean, it sounds like it's not one size fits all.
Well, it's like this. For example, CADA. What's CADA do? They help battered women. Do they have any kind of help for men? No, they don't. Okay, people are so quick to judge people and be like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with you because you're dirty, or I don't want nothing to do with you because your place is trash. I don't want shit to do with you because of this or that. But yet, when somebody going to step up and be like, hey, let me give you this opportunity. Because I'll tell you what, I can tell you straight up right now, if I had a job, my paychecks would be gone before I even got them. Why? Because I'd be sitting out here helping people. I'll help anybody that wants to help themselves.
When was the last time you worked?
Last time I worked,
like officially, I know you do barter and odd jobs and stuff, but when was the last time you actually W-2 to?
I worked at I had started work at Pink Cove Muscle Farm.
Where?
Pink Cove Muscle Farm.
Okay.
And they had just got new owners, and the situation and things I was dealing with and going through in my life made it hard because they want you there at a certain time. Okay, well, I had just started. I get it that I had a court date for CPS. They didn't like that. They told me I couldn't go. I had to be at work. Okay, well, I can be there. I can be at work. I'm going to do it on my phone. I can go to court on my phone. You can't have phones out on the boat. Looks like you're shit out of fucking luck, dude, because I'm going to my court date. I'm going to be there for my kid.
I know that I have a friend who's dealing with all that right now with court dates and stuff, and it definitely has affected his job appearance because he has to be at these court dates all the time, and it definitely affects his time with work. He's lost income because of it, because he's fighting with the court system, with the kids and the baby mama. You know what I mean?
And it's all circumstantial. But I mean, a lot of people would be clean and sober, and more or less not on the drugs if they had something positive for their life. Like, for example, most of us are more worried about losing our homes or a roof over our head rather than anything. Okay, granted, there's the shelter, the haven. Okay, I smoke cigarettes. I don't need somebody to dictate when I can go have a cigarette. You know, I'm not in jail.
That's pretty nuts that they tell these guys at the Haven that they can only smoke when they want to smoke.
And you can't take your animal either.
That's fucking dictatorship shit.
Yeah.
How do they expect people to want to go there?
I've never been there. I've never been there. Why? Simply because I have a dog. And my dog goes everywhere with me. Goes to work with me. He does everything with me. You know, if I can't take him to work with me, I find a dog sitter. But I got a dog sitter who lives in town. She lives over at the trailer park. Her name's Victoria. She does caregiving. She makes good money. She does a lot of help around here. Like, she pays for a lot of things. And I don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at. No, he's good. He was here last night for dinner, and I don't know where he went. All right, let me okay, bye. Yep. And it sucks because, like I said, if we had more help, for example, rhododendron, why not open rhododendron and pay for your place, or to have it ran like a small community within a community? Like, for example, jail. Jail is ran completely on their own. Why? Because you got communities inside of a community. Jail runs itself, right? You can't help the outside world when you're in jail, but you got a whole total life in there. So let's say we open rhododendron, let the homeless community come there, have their campsite, okay, and have security, patrol it, okay, not run it, but to help keep from people stealing other people's shit. I mean, if you get caught stealing shit, you gotta go. Because thievery is fucking a big key factor.
But how does rhododendron not turn out to be just a kind of a
Earn your keep. How? Because if you don't keep your site cleaned, you're not welcome.
Well, then who's enforcing that, though, right?
Security. Okay, you sign a contract when you get your campsite.
Well, security would definitely be something that would. My husband has 5 years of security.
Like, okay, so what are you bringing in? Not that you need to take record of what you're bringing in, but don't bring just random ass shit that you don't need. Like,
yeah, that's tough too, because it's like, who's to say what you need, what you don't? You know what I mean? It's a slippery slope any way you dice it.
Yeah, it is. But
how would you manage the drug use, per se?
there ain't no way in hell you can manage that.
Yeah, because there's a stigma of here that this is a drug camp.
That's the thing. It's not.
You know.
It's not. It's not.
And that's why we're here.
It's not.
What's
Drugs.
going on?
Drugs have no factor to any of this.
Yeah.
Any of this.
So it's not just everybody's getting high and they just
No.
they don't want to accept a program.
No. Okay. So my brother there, he works. He has a job. He works. He's a chef. My brother in the next motorhome, he works. You know, we do work.
So you're working, and this is just where you need a place to live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, I mean...
How long have you been out here for?
I've been out here a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks?
Couple of weeks, yeah.
How long?
I came out here, I pulled up out here to help clean the place up. Like, I used to live on Stellar Lane. And before a whole fiasco show went down over there, I was cleaning up the property. You can ask Michael Beach. Michael Beach works for the county. He knows me very well. I clean up properties. Like, I'll throw everything away. I don't give a fuck what it is. If I come across something that's worth of being able to salvage, I'll salvage it and then sell it. I mean, that's how I get my money part of the time. Other than that, I do odd jobs, no matter what it is. Like I said, I'm damn good with motors, and I'm damn good with landscaping, and it is what it is. I mean, opportunity is what it is. Give people opportunity to show themselves, to prove themselves, and go from there.
So if you use meth, and do you think that meth use is attributing to partly maybe why you're not, you know, motivated or able to hold or get work? I mean, how much does it run your life?
I'm a manic depressive kind of person. Like, I get depressed easily.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the fact of my kids. Like my kids are my.
Oh man, that would yeah.
Like my son.
That's shitty, man.
CPS, like I said, I have 3 kids. The first 2 were never proven to be mine, but the third one was. And they said in the dependency cases of the first 2, as the alleged father, they took the rights away, gave them grounds to take my son away, who was proven to be mine. That's not true. That's not true at all. I can tell CPS to go fuck themselves all I want. Why? Because, oh, wait, hold on a second. Pause that. Our CPS office is under investigation at this point in time for wrongfully doing and wrongfully taking kids away from families. My brother DJ, CPS took his kid from him, and his child aspirated on its own puke, and they waited a week and a half to tell him.
Uh-oh. Damn.
Yeah. My nephew is dead now. And why? Because he was under state's care. How the fuck you wait a week and a half to tell somebody that their kid died? My brother's so fucked up in his head from it, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And he's already schizophrenic.
Is that one of these guys?
No, he doesn't live here. He lives down in Everett. But still, the fact is, he's schizophrenic already, and then that happens. How do you think the outcome of that's going to be?
Right.
I'll wait.
So you have 2 siblings that are here?
All these people out here are my siblings.
All right.
Why? Because we come together and we live together as one.
Brother and sisters.
Like, people that are judgmental, like I said, people that drive by here and just lay on their horns, like, what the fuck's the point of that? You gonna piss somebody off? You want to brick through your windshield? By all means, I am that dick. I don't give a fuck. Put me in jail. They'll let me out sooner or later. I don't give a fuck.
You sound really angry.
I am angry. Why? Because instead of fucking honking your horn, once you stop and pull over and be like, hey, what can we do to help? Instead of causing a nuisance and honking a horn at you.
Yeah, I don't know that people legitimately know what they could do to help, yeah?
That's why you stop and ask. Closed mouths don't get feds. I don't miss meals. Do you? I don't think so. You work your ass off to get what you got. So do we. Just because we don't have the opportunities and situations for like other people do, nobody knows what's going on in our lives. I just don't know what's going on in y'all's lives. I know y'all got your own shit going on. You probably got your own downfalls and stresses and things going through your mind like, man, I'm going to be able to pay this light bill. Fuck that light. I got 12 candles waiting to burn. Can't even said it all. But all in all, it's not the point of it. The point of it is, instead of fucking bashing on each other and putting people down, because, you know, when people do that shit, it just breaks them down even more.
Maybe breaks them down even more, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're human. I get that. We all have our own mental disabilities. We all have our own situations in life, and we all have our own way of thinking.
Yeah, it's hard to separate, you know, like, you know, the blame game, you know, from
That's the thing. Quit pointing fingers. Quit pointing fingers at anybody else. Point at yourself.
Well, the thing is, you know, it's
yeah, but
it's
does that go for you as well?
Yeah, it does. Because the reason I'm in this situation is because of me.
Okay. But how much of that is productive in the sense that, you know, do you wallow in that kind of self-pity where you can't pull your boots up? I mean, what I'm trying to get at, man, is there's a line between where you self-judgment becomes self-destructive, right? And then you just tell yourself, oh, I can't do anything because I've convinced myself
that
internally.
you can't.
No, it's not. The reason that gets stuck in people's minds is because of opportunities. If you were given an opportunity, it's gonna make you feel good about yourself. You feel good about yourself, you build yourself up.
No, that's absolutely true. Sure.
So therefore, when you're sitting there and you're putting forth and you're putting the footwork in to try to get a job,
So if somebody found you a job, you could take the bus out of town and do.
I'd walk to work if I had to.
Well, no,
I'd ride a bike, bus,
just
and I'd be there. Yeah.
Speaking that you could arrange to get to
Absolutely.
Bird's lawnmower and wrench on motors or whatever.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
You think you would do that?
Absolutely.
Right.
There's a gentleman. His name is Brian Lawrence, and he owns a landscaping business, and they do remarkable work. Okay. This guy came from nothing to everything, and you would be a perfect fit for his company. And it's BAL Landscaping, and I'll personal message your information if you want,
Sure.
because he has people that has struggles. Has struggled. He has gone through shit, and he got out of it, and now he has his own company. Now he's like, he's doing phenomenal.
What it is stigma, the stigma of the people have attached to lifestyles,
Right.
and that's
No, I think
Yeah, I
you're right.
know.
There's
No, I get
definitely
that.
something about that.
Uh-huh.
I think doors will open for you just by talking to us.
Yeah,
that,
A lot of people are going to see this. This is
there's
meant
a
to
lot of
be.
people that
like
Appreciate you opening up.
it helps. Like I said, if our community, if our excuse me, not our government, if our mayor would pop his head out of his ass and hear that for a minute, and actually listen to, instead of being one-sided about shit, and listen to everything, the compassion that people have to try to do better, to be better, like I said, it starts with opportunity. But like,
Would you take an opportunity and
if
be
it was
able to pass-
given to you.
to be able to pass a drug test though? I mean, would you? Are
Yeah, I
you so
would.
tied to meth that
I am. I smoked last night. I smoked this morning. But I mean, when it comes down to it, the reason I smoke is because I do get depressed, and
You want to escape. I get
no,
it.
I don't want to escape.
Well,
I
that's
wanna
part
get,
of
I
it.
want to
That's
get up.
part
And, I
of
want
it.
to get up and get shit done.
Well, yeah, but
And
that's
if,
part of it.
my depression, I don't want to get up. I want to do shit. I want to do nothing. Lay in bed, wallow in self pity. I ain't about that. I ain't about that. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck self pity, because the only way it's going to change is if I do it myself. So I get high, get up. All right, I got some energy. Let's get some shit done.
Yeah, but that's not going to last forever.
No, not right. It won't.
You get older, and if you still take this path, it's going to kill you early. It
Yeah.
really will.
Yep. And it,
I'm 60 years old, and if I did meth, I'd probably have a heart attack.
oh no, dope's not nothing like it was used to be. But-
So, did you guys know that they're going to, it's in the paper today, they want to build a walking trail right down Hoffman Rd.
No, I did not know that. That'd be absolutely
Yeah.
helpful.
Maybe they could hire you guys to help doing that. They got a grant to do it.
Well,
Who
I
knows?
guarantee every single person out here would be pleased with that, and absolutely would do that. Like the burnt down motorhome down here. What's the county doing about that?
Yeah, I mean,
They know. No,
they know what
no. We out here planned on getting a trailer, loading it up, and just taking it to scrap it. You know, it saves the county from having to do it, and we can fucking make some money off of it. That's how we make money. But all in all, if the county could help, like, hey, let's get this shit loaded up.
And the county? You haven't seen the county out here offering any service, mental health services, or anything like that? They just don't seem to give a fuck, do they?
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't
Would
give
you accept help from like a counselor if a counselor were to come down and
For
do
what?
like a roundup just to talk and express yourself and
Sure.
right? I mean, it's not too much to ask. I mean, right?
Sure, I have no problem with that. It's like, me personally, I can live with or without the drugs. I can live with and without. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, I don't need it, or if I don't need it, or if I don't, I say what I need and what I don't need. You know, and what I need is, me personally, I need opportunity. I need an opportunity to go up. And without opportunity, I'm like a dog in a fence, going back and forth across this fence until I find a weak spot. Once I find that weak spot, I'm hitting it. Bam. Up I go. But I'm not sitting here stealing from somebody. I'm not robbing nobody. I'm not fucking hitting cars, houses, or robbing nobody to fucking get somewhere in life. And that's one thing that a lot of people, that they do that just to get a come up. Well, here, how about this opportunity to come up? I think more people would be apt to taking that opportunity to work, to have constant money rather than stealing shit.
You know this guy?
Like there was a guy on a motorcycle that came through here, and he stopped one day. I was like, "Can I help you?" Like I said, my name's Richard. It's long for dick. I have one. I have the right to be one, so I practice that right daily. And I could, and I could sit here, and like I said, I'm the first person to cast a stone at a glass house, because everybody's a glass house, and I expect those stones to be casted back. I'm doing something, call it out. If you're doing something, fuck yeah, I'm calling it out. Call a spade a spade. And we don't have very many people like that out here in this world these days. Very far few in between are people real. And all I can say is, if our government would actually stop putting stigmas to the people and trying to classify the people, we'd be somewhere. Because, for example, our city cops, fuck every single one of them. They can all go fucking suck a dick and die. I don't give a fuck. Our sheriffs, Sean Ingert, number one. I hold utmost respect for that officer because when my very first FTDM meeting at the hospital, when I was first kid, he watched me go through that meeting and answer every question CPS had for me with solid answers. With solid proof of these answers. With solid information, everything, and they still took my kid from me.
Wow.
They had him escort me off the premises of the hospital the moment the meeting was done.
Yeah, I mean, looking at government for solutions is just a fool's errand, right? I mean, you gotta look at your.
Well, I'm a hothead.
We'll have to kind of look at ourselves to.
I'm a hothead. You know, when I'm passionate about something and I'm real about something, don't tell me that it's one way and then do another, and no, I'm gonna get pissed off.
Yeah.
You tell me this, I'm gonna do this.
There's a variety of personalities down here, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But we all, in the big picture, looking at the big picture, we're all the same. We all have the same mindsets and shit. Now, it's when shit's broke down to individuals and their lives and the outcomes of shit, that's where shit gets different. But won't ever stop looking at the little shit and stop looking at the big shit. Look at the big picture. Yeah. Like if they were, like for example, if they had more help for the homeless community, there'd be more shit done. Shit wouldn't end up like this at all.
Yeah, no, I think everybody can agree with that. I mean, it doesn't seem like
they have no help.
It doesn't seem like there's very much resource going
Like
towards it.
the Haven, you have to be at what church is it? Up on Regatta. You got to be at the church at a certain time to load up in a van at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon to go to the Haven to be kicked out at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning downtown. Like for real?
Yeah, that seems like
Like
it seems like a really poor way to manage
Management, yeah.
I mean, like Spin Cafe. When Spin Cafe first opened up downtown by the bus station, they had meals every day. They had help that was being passed out to people, like socks or food.
Sure.
You know, Help House is awesome too. They do an excellent job. Thank you for the Help House. But the only thing the Help House does, the downfall is, they pick and choose what you get. Like if you don't have a house and an address, they give you a single grocery sack that has like a granola bar, a soda, snacks. How is that supposed to feed me?
So, and it doesn't help that everything is skyrocketing. It's so hard to even get a place now because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Like, if you get a job and you have a job and it's consistent for months or years,
you're still going to be 6 months to a year before you can actually be able to save enough money to get into a place to live.
And that, not on top of that, you're struggling to even pay that rent because it's skyrocket. I mean, what is it, like a one-bedroom apartment is like
$1,200.
Is it $1,200?
That's conservative. I mean, we talked to that woman at SARS last night that she's a checker, and she's like, I work every single day, and you know, it just goes to show how many people are on the verge of being in this situation.
Yeah.
I bet there's more than you think, right?
And because
people are month to month, and now, like she said, you know, with things just skyrocketing with expense, I think the number of people that are close to this scenario grows daily.
You know, but it's also like this. Like I've encountered so many people that are homeless that have came to Whidbey Island because if they fly a sign, people make a couple $100 a day flying a sign. Wow. Yeah. It's surprising. There's days that they don't make a dime. But it's because what is NAS Whidbey Island? and it's the biggest military naval air station in the United States, besides Pensacola. Okay, so therefore, it's all military here. They keep clearing out land, building up condos for what? Military. The military does what? They pay for their employees' housing. So the military, the government's just paying the government for housing? Okay, so if you're in the military, there's the leniency on the military is so bizarre. Like for example, you're in the military, you get drunk, you slap your wife, you go to jail, you're out of jail instantly, and slapped on the hand by the military. They give you whether they dock you a month's pay or a week's pay or whatever they feel fit is it. I get drunk, I slap my wife, I go to jail, and I'm fucking sitting in there and I'm fucked. How's that right?
Yeah, the double standards are everywhere for sure.
Oh yeah.
Slap my wife, I'd
Oh
go
yeah.
to jail too.
I'm just saying, like example, like
I supposedly punched my husband and I went to jail, so, but it was for overnight.
yeah, because it's a
He was smart mouthing me. No,
because it's violent crime. Violent crimes. Yeah, you don't get out of jail.
I didn't punch him in the face.
Like-
though. I just pushed him. But he said I punched him.
Like I got
He's a
hella
liar.
warrants right now out of Skagit County and Island County, but none of them are violent crimes. You know, property crimes or failure to appear because I'm too busy trying to worry about my survival than I am worried about making that court date.
Right.
You know, so therefore, I'm trying to handle my warrants. I'm trying to get my shit taken care of, and it's a struggle. It's a
Yeah,
fucking.
and once you get far down that kind of
It's hard to get back up.
Once you get that, once you get down that rabbit hole, to get out that rabbit hole,
It's harder.
efforts are everything, and communication's everything. And I know they've been lenient on me hardcore because like I've encountered the cops so many times. Nope, they're not confirming. Okay, cool. You get your warrants taken care of. I'm doing the best I can. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about the city cops, but the sheriffs understand. They know. Like I said, Sean Ingert, he bastard, he's leaving Island County too. He was there, like I said, he watched me go through some shit, and he's been there and he's watched me. Like he was working the South End for a while, and when they put him back on patrol up here in North End, he came and looked for me. Like he purposely drove around the areas that he knows I'm gonna be in just to find me. And I was in a car.